And it's going to be another win with the fast lap. So we've taken maximum points this round. There we go. Now, the most important thing is that the gap is now 34 points from me to P2, which is not enough. And considering that I am missing the final round of the season, I am most likely going to lose the championship. At the very least, I won't be there to fight for it. We'll see what happens about the title. Most likely it's not going to be mine. So, yeah. But we are going to be back next season, hopefully.
But now we're giving honor to the champion. Every fastest lap he won both pole positions and he's going to win both races. So bright, flash your lights, you're champion. Congratulations.
I mean, it's never easy to lose the championship in the final round. Especially when you just weren't there to fight for it. But now it's all about the new season, and this is all that matters. This season we are going to be driving the BMW M6, arguably one of the best cars on the Group 3 grid. It is certainly going to help my chances of taking the title back, so there are no more excuses. Hello and welcome to the season opener of the ALR Group 3 series. New drivers, new cars, this is the most competitive grid I've ever been a part of. If you are new to the series, the format is very simple. 2 races per round, a 15-minute sprint and a 40-minute feature race, 10-minute qualifying for the sprint, 1-shot qualifying for the feature. No tire rules for the sprint, but in the feature race drivers have to use 2 different compounds. Extra point for the sprint race pole position and extra point for the fastest lap in each race. There are 8 rounds in the season, so that means in total 16 races of pure action.
As we line up for the grid, for the 5 red lights for the sprint race. Away we go. Iggy does get a good start from pole position, but Michael does have the inside line as well, but Artio. Iggy built himself a nice little 1.5 second gap to RDO. RDO was the first man to pit. Gafaigo follows as Iggy continues on with his reign. This is the final lap of the race, and Iggy does win the sprint race. It is go, go, go for the drivers. We head down towards turn 1 as RDO literally pushing Iggy through the first couple of corners. Pits, BR4 into the pit lane as well, same as Elite. RDO puts his Mustang up into second place. Mackey's in third, BR4 in fourth, the mighty Iggy in fifth. Maggie's Kirkin up into second place on the soft tyres. As now it's turned out to be a 4-way fight for P1. BR4 tries to make a move around the outside of RDO in the Lexus, and it does make that move brilliantly around the outside of the left-hander. But now Iggy is going to go side by side with RDO as well, and he could make a move on BR4 as well, but unfortunately he doesn't. The fight between Iggy and BR4, the two title contenders, are going to make contact. Iggy sends it down the inside of BR4, and it goes side by side on the exit. This is a brilliant fight between Iggy and BR4 as we head into the left-hander. Iggy having the inside line as BR4 has to take the long way round. BR4 takes the lead of the race. Mackey's Google will not allow it so easily. Well, the free abreast into the left-handers. I'm absolutely lost for words at the moment as Iggy takes the lead of the race from BR4. BR4 into the pits, looks like. As Iggy heads down the pitch straight and is going to get back-to-back wins in Season 7. Iggy wins both the sprint and the feature.
Nürburgring is a very difficult track. It is difficult in a way that there are no free corners. Every single corner is a make or break to your lap time. So you have to be constantly on it. Every single corner you have to nail if you want a good lap time. Let's go do a few laps. Some people assume that practicing is all about just improving your lap times, but I practice mainly for consistency. I'm just trying to learn as much about the upcoming race as possible. The best races I've ever had are the ones where I knew what I was doing every single lap. I wasn't even thinking about what strategy other people would do, because I knew that the one that I'm doing is the best one. So all I'm trying to achieve in practice is to know how the tires behave, how long can they go, how much fuel I'm using. And the lap times, I know they're there. I cannot go faster than my ceiling. And sometimes you can win races by just being the most consistent driver out on the track. First, we're going to do a run on softs to see if they're usable for the sprint race. And then we're going to focus on mediums and hards to see if one stop is passable and or fast for the feature race. Yeah, I've decided I'm gonna be going on mediums for the sprint race. Some people might be able to make the softs work, but it's not the case for me. For the feature, it's definitely gonna be close between a 1-stop and a 2-stop. I think I'm gonna stick to a 2-stop with medium softs and just hope that it's fast enough to beat the 1-stop. Unless it rains. If it rains, the whole strategy is gonna go to waste. Hello everyone, and welcome to the second round of the Aero Group 3 Championship. Time for the sprint race, starting third on the medium tyres. All I have to do for the first few laps of this race is to stay close to those cars ahead of me and hopefully get an advantage at the end of the race.
That's 5 red lights and away we go.
It's not the best of starts. To get past these guys quickly, they're battling too much.
Looks like a player will take P3 at the moment as Iggy goes down the inside of DC, which will put him up into P4. Now he's got his sights locked up on P3 at the moment. As there he goes down the inside, and they're going to go side by side into turn 13-14 as Iggy takes third place. The player is going to try it down the inside on Iggy.
Not exactly what I had in mind. I'm assuming these guys are on softs.
He does make it happen, Cablero.
Now I need to close up on the top two, as much as I can and as soon as I can, and wait for their tyres to go off, hopefully. Pace is good. I am gaining slightly on the leader, but again, I need more. All I can do right now is stay consistent and stay patient and hope that the race just comes back to me. 2 laps to go. I'm not gaining enough. 3 seconds is the gap to the leader. 1.6 is the gap to P2. I'm not gaining enough. Final lap. I need a miracle to gain any more positions in this race. I'll be honest with you. Looks like there might be a battle between P1 and P2. That would work in my favor.
Player trying to go on the offensive line, round the outside of BR4. He'll tries to hold on for his absolute dear life. Iggy will have to try and make something happen for him, as now they're going to go side by side as we head into turn 10 with Cablero and BR4. Now into turn 11 as Cablero will take the lead of this race. Now Iggy is now being invited. Somehow holding on dead tires.
Ah, that was close. What a finish. What a finish. P2 in the sprint, not that bad. I'm gonna be starting on mediums, starting P2. We're going to be making 2 pit stops, from mediums to softs. We need to be fast every single lap. The guy behind me does seem a bit too aggressive, and he is on softs. Ideally I'd like to keep him behind, but not if it's going to cost me time. Hell, my guy. What an idiot. Doesn't make the corner and rejoins at 90 degrees to the racing line. Being down in P8 isn't ideal. Let's stay cool. Make up as many positions as possible, losing as little time as possible. Ideally, I'd like to find my way past this little train of cars.
Iggy will now have the inside line on Elite as Elite touches the gravel and picks up Iggy another position. That's P5 from P8.
Car ahead just switched to hards, so he's most certainly going until the end. So we need to get past him and open up a 25-second gap. A few cars in the pits. And Iggy on the back of Typos already, looks like. And as we head to turn 5 and turn 6, Iggy is blistering down the inside line, where Typos just can't defend against Iggy. Gotta stay ahead of BR4, gotta stay ahead of BR4, gotta stay ahead of BR4.
Iggy and BR4. Flashbacks from last week. Not the first time and not for the last. BR4 and Iggy fighting once again on track. Iggy is now approaching the podium position of Caplero.
.3 seconds to P2 with 2 laps to go is looking very, very unlikely. But it is a person who was involved in the incident on lap 1, so if I can get within 5 seconds, it might just be enough to take P2 in case he does get a penalty. So let's push. Final lap. I need to find half a second on P2 to get within 5 seconds off of him. And it is going to be P3 on the road, which is not bad. More importantly, 3.7 behind P2, so there is a possibility of a post-race penalty, but nonetheless, not that bad of a race. Big news right before we head to Sardinia for the next race. First, the incident that occurred last race did result in the other driver getting a 10 seconds penalty, which means that we are going to move up into P2 in the Nürburgring feature race. Second, and this is very important, the most recent game update introduced the ability for the race organizers to set the grid manually, which means the format for the feature race is going to be changed. Now, instead of the one-shot qualifying deciding the starting grid, the reverse grid from the sprint race will be used. That means if you finished first in the sprint race, you are going to be starting all the way at the back for the feature race. All the drivers voted on it, and the changes are going to take effect starting next round. So I'm gonna have to adapt to it. It's that time of the week again. We are at a very narrow but very high speed Sardinia A track today. This is probably the worst track to implement reverse grids, because it's insanely difficult to overtake around here. But somehow, some way, we gotta do it. And another important thing about this track is that the tire wear is pretty much non-existent. So for the sprint race, the strategy is definitely gonna be softs. And it looks like pretty much everybody else is going on the soft tires as well.
A much better getaway from Lars in the Jaguar and Caplero in the Honda as they immediately jump Iggy's BMW going into turn 1.
Right, let's try and get the leader now.
Lars has been defending his lead for a few laps now. The question is, can he do it until the end of the race, or will Iggy find a way around the Jaguar?
Around the outside, let's go. Nice. Two laps left in the race. Let's make sure these tires survive. And we are back on top. That is P1 in round 3 sprint race. Nice, with the fastest lap as well. But now, the real work begins. But I'm gonna have to save fuel, preserve tires, and do a whole lot of overtaking at the same time. What my plan is, given the tire wear around this track, is to start on mediums and try to take them as long as possible and make up as many positions as possible in the meantime, and then switch over to softs at the very end. But most importantly, the most important thing in this race is going to be to stay clean and consistent. You have no idea how concentrated I am.
A very hectic start to the feature race as everyone is trying to use this opportunity to move up the field.
Not a bad first lap. Let's keep going.
Oh, there's contact between RDO and Iggy. That's going to cost them both a position to elite in the black Toyota, who slips past there.
Over to P6, that's very good. 7 seconds off the lead. Hopefully I can pull away from the pack behind. Which way to go? This way? P2's in the pits already. They were on softs. Now they're going to go onto mediums. We have our fastest stint ahead of us. Pace is very good. I just need to make sure that the tires last a couple more laps. Oh, the lack of grip is showing already, and it's pretty significant. Still got a couple more laps to go. The leader is in the pits from mediums. I'm going to be staying out 2 more laps. only 4.5 seconds behind the leader. Let's try and close them in. Now we don't have to save fuel, we can push flat out.
An early pit stop from Nobbles in the pink Mercedes is starting to hurt him as the gap to Iggy behind is beginning to disappear. Iggy pulls out of the slipstream and takes the inside line, and Nobbles doesn't put up much of a fight there.
Into the lead, let's go. Now I need to make sure that I have enough fuel until the end, and that tires last until the end. Let's go. What a drive. And that is P1. Nice, there we go. Last to first, just amazing. A perfect drive. It cannot get better than this. What a race it was. It was so action-packed, that's insane. Alsace is technically street circuit, however it's much wider than you would expect a street circuit to be. It's also a very special track, primarily for the reason that nobody really races here. In years of racing in Gran Turismo, I've probably had not more than 2 competitive races around here. But it doesn't mean that the track is easy or boring in any way, shape or form. There are plenty of corners that just want to upset the car every single lap. There are corners where you have to aim for the apex before you even see it. And of course the crazy banked turn 8. All that combined with the fact that I don't really know the track that well means that I'm gonna have to put more practice time in to not only develop the strategy, but also to get comfortable driving around this track, because at the moment it is not the case. Speaking of strategy, there's another thing that makes this track special, and that is a very short pit lane. On a normal track you would lose around 25 seconds changing the tires, however here you only lose around 12 to 14 seconds. In addition to that, the tire wear is extremely high around this track because of high speed banked corners. That means that using a faster tire and making a pit stop might actually be faster than using a slower tire and trying to make it last until the end. So for this round, for both races, we're gonna go on a very aggressive strategy. For the sprint, we're gonna start on softs and then make a pit stop halfway through the race for another set of softs. Although I might lose time in the traffic, on paper it's still faster than starting on mediums and going on them until the end. For the feature, I'm gonna go with a strategy that I've never used before in this league. We're gonna be making 3 pit stops. I'm gonna start on mediums, have a short stint on them, and then have another 3 stints on soft tires. Again, losing time in traffic might come into the play, but on paper, this strategy is faster than the regular 2-stop that you would normally go for. I'm not 100% sure that this strategy is gonna work out, but at the very least, it's gonna be very fun. It is time to put all that practice to test. So it's only me and 2 other cars on softs, everybody else are on mediums. So our goal is to pull away as much as possible and then try to regain the lead after the pit stop.
It's crucial for Iggy to keep the lead at the start to keep his strategy viable, and he does exactly that.
Yeah, this pace so far is exactly what I need. This is good. This is very good. Alright, let's go into the pits and see where we come out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Out in the lead. Work to perfection. Let's go. There we go. Another win with the fastest lap in the bag. But now we get to a more difficult part.
And we go green for the feature race at Alsace.
Oh, wow. That is a big shunt.
Drivers seem to be struggling for grip at the start of the race. We've already seen a few big slides and even a couple of spins. As back in the midfield, Iggy lunges down the inside of Lars, who's certainly not the one to give up a position that easily.
Let's go.
In the Honda is looking at the inside of BR4's Lexus, and there's contact! BR4 off the track and spinning!
Up 2 positions, good. Now let's try and chase after the top 3. 2.5 seconds to the car ahead, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make a pit stop before I catch up with him. Alright, into the pits we go for our first stop. A little bit of traffic ahead of us, but it's fine. Hopefully we can navigate it pretty quickly. Now we've got a little bit of clear air. Let's use it. Our lead is in the pits from mediums, so we are up into the podium position. Only 3 seconds behind the leader. That's good. Let's go. Into the lead we go. but we're going to be stopping 2 more times. So I need to open up as big of a gap as possible. So let's put our head down. Alright, we're close to P2. Need to make this move quickly so I could try and chase down current leader, because I'm pretty sure we all have 1 more pit stop left. So all of this is for actual position. Alright, we've got 13.5 minutes left. We've still got 1 more pit stop to make, so let's try and make the gap behind us as big as possible. So after our final pit stop, we don't have to overtake anyone. Alright, down to P2. It's not bad. I would have liked to stay in P1, but it's alright. And back into the lead we go. All we have to do right now is to just bring it home. No mistakes, we're clear of any other cars, so no need to risk anything. Let's just bring it home. Let's go! What a drive! That is another win. 6th of the season, 4th in a row. I am surprised that this strategy worked out, but I'm glad that I did. And we did get the fast lap as well, which means that we've got maximum points out of this round as we head into the second half of the season. That is perfect. With this round complete, we're now officially done with the first half of the season. Currently we sit at the top of the standings with quite a healthy gap to P2. Having a championship lead that's more than you can lose in one round obviously releases some pressure, but you can't get complacent because you never know when the luck is going to run out. And the second half of the season is certainly not going to be a walk in the park, since it's filled with one of the most unique and unpredictable tracks, starting with probably the most iconic one of them all. There is no track like Le Mans. Huge straights and unforgiving corners aren't the only things that will pose a challenge this round. The feature race is going to simulate almost a full 24-hour cycle. The time progression multiplier will be set to times 30, which means that the race will last the usual 40 minutes of real time, but in the game 20 hours will pass between the start and the finish. Surviving the night stint without any incident is going to be crucial in this race. And of course, strategy has always been, and still is, the deciding factor this season. Unlike last round, the pit lane is extremely long at Le Mans. You lose around a full minute with a full service at the pit stop, which means we have to make it a one-stop race by any means possible. And saving fuel is the answer. I'm going to be starting the race on mediums and plan to pit after 6 laps out of 10 total. However, under normal conditions, the fuel is only going to last 5 laps. So for the first stint, I'm going to have to constantly decide between saving fuel and overtaking cars. It is also going to be crucial to stay in the slipstream of other cars, since it's going to massively help me save fuel and stay close to the leading cars. All that, combined with a day-night-day transition, turns this race into a high-speed game of chess. Good evening everyone once again. Hopefully you are ready for the big one. The sprint race is pretty straightforward. 4 laps on soft tires shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Looks like pretty much everybody else on the grid are on softs as well, which makes perfect sense.
And we're racing at Le Mans. Slight bit of contact in the leading group going into the first corner, but everyone seems to make it through unscathed. Iggy is desperately trying to defend his lead. Oh, and there's a big crash behind.
I don't want to be behind another car coming to the final sector. This is an opportunity for me to pull away if I nail the final technical section. All I need to do is to try and keep the car behind out of my slipstream range. If I can do that, that's going to be perfect. That's going to win me the race. It looks like the technical final sector of the track is my strong point compared to the car behind, which is good. It gives me an opportunity to extend the gap ever so slightly every single lap. We managed to survive the chaos of the opening laps and bring home another victory in this sprint race. Let's go. Woo! Let's go. But now, as always, on to a lot more challenging part of this round. We are starting during the night, which is already going to be tricky.
And the feature race is underway in the darkness of the night.
The main thing is to stay in the slipstream of other cars. As long as I can do that, this is good. Now I need to somehow try and catch the group of cars ahead, because without the slipstream, we'll be lost. I can barely see where I need to brake or where the track limits are. This is really difficult.
Oh, what happened here? Lego Man is off at the final corner.
The sun is coming up. It's going to be easy to see where we're going now. Oh, this is a penalty for the car ahead. If we stay close, we can gain this position for free. Oh, it looks like this car had a penalty as well. I don't think we're going to gain a position out of this. We could try. The leader is in the pits. A few other cars are in the pits as well. We're going to stay out one more lap. Alright, into the pits we go. We did get jumped by Mackies. That sucks. 17 seconds behind the leader. There's no way I'm gaining that. But let's try and at least get a podium. Oh, the leader's made a massive mistake. The gap is down to 4 seconds. Okay, this is definitely on.
Gaffico in the orange Toyota is putting up his best defense against Iggy, which only helps Lars in the Jaguar in the front there, who's a few seconds up the road.
Ah, there's a penalty for P2. Up into P2, 3 seconds to P1, and 1 lap to go. Let's see if we can make something happen.
Jaguar versus BMW, Lars versus Iggy in the final lap showdown for the win here at Le Mans. Iggy takes the lead from Lars, but Lars definitely doesn't agree with that outcome and lunges down the inside of the second chicane. The frustration must be growing inside that BMW cockpit as Iggy is running out of opportunities to overtake Lars. Going into Indianapolis, Iggy does get a slightly better exit, switches to the inside. Oh, there's contact between them. Lars off in the gravel.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like that defensive move was a reaction to my move, but I'm better off waiting for him. I did end up hitting him off the track, so it's only fair. There was a gap on the inside. When he closed it, I don't think I had enough time to react to it, but it was my mistake in the end, so I think that's fair.
Gaffico takes his maiden win. Caplero crosses the line in second. Lars completes the podium in third. And Iggy takes fourth.
Well, it's going to be P4. Oh, that was a tough race. That was really tough. After rewatching the incidents, it's 100% without question my fault. Him going defensive that late into the corner just took me completely by surprise. Obviously, there were options for me to avoid making contact, but there's nothing I can do now but learn from these kind of mistakes. I have obviously apologized to Lars, and he didn't file the stewards incident report, so I keep my P4 in the Le Mans feature race going into the next round. For round 6, we head to the United States of America. Watkins Glen, in my opinion, is one of the best American tracks out there. Corners flow nicely from one into another, and it has an interesting but not too difficult layout. However, it's not that easy to overtake around here. Overtaking into the bus stop is possible, but extremely dangerous. In other corners, you're just going to get forced on the outside line, and it's near on impossible to complete the overtake around the outside due to the lack of grip out there. So track position is going to be crucial this race. Another very important topic going into this round is that we are in a position to wrap up the title this week with 2 rounds to spare. We currently sit at the top of the standings with an 82-point gap. If after this round the gap to the drivers behind in the standings is 86 points or bigger, we will be crowned the drivers' champions. Gaining only 4 points over the opposition sounds easy, but you never know what's going to go wrong. So I try not to think about it too much and treat it like any other race. Welcome along everyone to the round 6 of the ALR Group 3 Championship. We are on mediums, there are a few cars on softs. It is a big deal starting first even though I am on mediums, so for the first half of this race I'd say the main goal is to keep the cars on softs behind us and just wait for their tyres to go off. Alright, down to P2. Not a big deal. Let's try and find our way back into P1. If I can make him work these tires a lot more than he needs to, that'd be perfect.
As Iggy trying to get slipstream as much as possible, and there he might go for it, but he won't, as Lars cut him off completely. Running outside, Iggy goes as Lars tries to hold the inside line, and Iggy literally pushing Lars through the right-hander. He's gonna try and go for it running outside, as Iggy nearly makes a massive mistake on the exit of that turn.
Alright, we got 2 more laps to make something happen.
Iggy finally takes the lead from Lars. That tyre is fully gone.
And that's P1. Let's go. What a race. We're going to be starting the feature race on mediums, doing first stint on mediums, second stint on mediums as well, and finishing the race on softs. There are going to be some people who are going to go for one stop. It is simply not possible in my car, so we're going to go for a two-stop, the conventional two-stop, and just hope that it's fast enough to win the race. Alright, let's go. Oh, there's a car off. Two cars with a penalty. Don't know what happened there, but we gained 2 positions, I believe. 3 even.
Now Iggy is in the mix. Where has he appeared from? Alongside Moosh. Iggy is already up into 7th place. As Vanda goes a bit deep there, and they make contact, and Lars is possibly out of the race. Iggy doing an absolutely madness from last to 5th already.
Alright, up into P5. That is an amazing progress after only 4 laps of racing. Let's keep it going.
3.5 second time penalty for Simon, unfortunately.
3.5 seconds penalty for P3. Wow. Alright, there we go. Gaffico is in from softs. He's given up P1. He's certainly going for a 2-stop then.
As BR4 is going to pit this lap, same as Iggy.
Oh, BR4 is out on softs. Interesting, interesting. This is the opposite of what I need right now. It's just fighting. It's a huge time loss. Okay, BR4 seems to be fast enough, so I could just sit behind. This is good. BX is in from mediums. Wonder what tires is going to go on. He is most likely going to go to the end. Gaffico is in from softs. This is his final stop onto mediums, I believe. Now the leader is in for his final pit stop. He is the one that we need to cover off. He's going to go on softs as well, which is going to have to hope that we are faster in the final stint. I think BR4's tires are starting to give up a little bit. I'm gaining quite a bit on him. I don't know if he's going to stop soon, hopefully, because now I am starting to lose time being behind him, and that's not what I need.
BR4 goes very wide, going into the right-hander. That is a massive mistake from BR4.
Let's use this opportunity to gain ourselves some time for the final stint.
BR4 is probably going to pit this lap, and he is going to pit this lap.
Oh no, I'm still behind BR4, a long way behind him, and behind Gaffico. That is awful. That is not what I needed at all.
And can you wrap up the title today, or is Lars going to stay in contention? As the mighty Iggy is going to get mighty once again around the outside of Lars. Iggy is going to cruise past Royal as he does that so swiftly.
2 laps left. P1 and P2 are battling. I need them to do that a little bit more so I can join the party.
BR4 is going to try and make a move on the outside of Mackie's Gergen, but they're going to go side by side through the chicane. Mackie's Gergen has to cut the corner. Mackie's Gergen gets a 1 second time penalty.
Alright, final lap. Let's try and get him.
This will be the final lap as Iggy will try and make one final push for that first place. In the closing stages of the race, the mighty Iggy is going to come home to win his 9th race of the season.
Let's go! Woohoo! Yeah! Nice! What a race! And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the driver's title is secure. Let's go! LR Group 3 Series Season 7 champion. Let's go! Let's go! What a round! What a round! Come on! What a perfect way to wrap up the championship. And with that, the Airline Group 3 Championship goes into a 2-week break. You might question why a league championship needs a mid-season break. After all, it's just playing a video game once a week, surely it can't be that difficult. Technically, this isn't far away from the truth, since we race from the comfort of our homes and the tracks and cars aren't real, but the racing and everything that comes with it is. The vast majority of players uses league racing as a substitute to real-life racing. However, this substitute certainly doesn't come with a lack of emotions and determination compared to the real-life car racing. It's the exact same competition where a few dozen drivers try to be the fastest one week in and week out. For those league racing, it's not just playing a game, it's something that we put hundreds of hours and our hearts and souls into. And it is indeed challenging physically and mentally. I've been league racing for years now. I've completed hundreds if not thousands of competitive races, and still, to this day, right before the start of the race, I get extremely nervous. During those few seconds that I wait for the start of the race, hundreds of hours of practice combined with fears of unknown and self-doubt weigh on me. Then the race ends and we all have only a few days before the cycle repeats. Doing this for weeks certainly does take a toll on all of the drivers, so sometimes having a mid-season break is necessary to keep bringing your best every single race. Some drivers use this break to fully stay away from racing. Other drivers, myself included, decide to just switch up the racing. Over the course of this 2-week break, I've taken part in a couple of other races, one being a 3-hour endurance in the classic BMW M3 and a couple of shorter Group 3 and Group 4 races with the Dodge Viper. Doing this allowed me not to think about strategies, points and everything else involved in the league racing, which in turn made me even more excited when it was finally time to prepare for the round 7 of the Aero League Group 3 Championship. Most street tracks are usually slow and with very limited overtaking opportunities. Well, Tokyo Express is something completely different. Using the highways of Tokyo, this track combines extremely fast, flat-out sections with a few technical bits. And all that is of course wrapped in concrete walls on both sides, leaving absolutely zero room for mistakes. Alright, time for the sprint race. Just missed out on P1 in qualifying, but still front row start. No strategy involved this time, just a straight dash to the line. Let's go.
And it's lights out, away we go. Kepler gets a great start and Iggy gets a terrible one. He's already been overtaken by BX Royal.
Well, this is the opposite of what I needed. Alright, I can still get the top 2, I just need to pull away from the pack behind. This Alpha is just too fast in a straight line, I just can't shake them off. Oh, he's got me there. He's got me. I didn't expect that. And BR4 is also through. Brilliant.
Mackey's and BR4 is now in third, as Iggy's lost 2 places and BR4's gained 2 places.
Oh, what? I don't know what happened there. I think Mackey's hit the inside wall and that sent him into me. But regardless, up into P4, I'll take that. Let's try and get third. Final lap, final opportunity to get on the podium. Almost. Maybe if I had another lap, I would have overtaken him. But regardless, P4 is alright. It's decent. Strategy for the feature race is also quite straightforward. We're going to be starting on mediums and making one pit stop onto softs.
Iggy, you can see a 4 next to his name. He was in P6, so he's managed to get a few more overtakes done as he's making his way through the pack very easily there.
This is some very good progress for the first few laps of the race. Let's keep it going.
Mackey's just too aggressive on the final corner, hits the wall, loses that position. Really easy to Iggy. You can't gift Iggy a position like that.
The lead is in the pits from softs.
Elite Spectre has pitted, so Elite Spectre's definitely doing a 2-stopper if he's pitting on lap 7. the first time Iggy's getting threatened with an overtake. Oh, Iggy hits the wall, which means Mackey's might take advantage and overtake him as well. The overtake for Lars was incredibly simple there.
Oh, this is not the exit that I needed.
As BR4 looks like he's threatening Iggy now as well. And he's got the inside line as we enter the S's. And he takes third. What has happened to Iggy? He's gone from first to fourth in the space of half a lap. Mackey's is challenging again for the lead of the race, and he backs out again. Actually, he comes into the pits, so he's going to try and get a bit of an undercut. But let's see if they are going to pit. So, Lars pits, Iggy stays out.
Alright, let's go into the pits and hopefully not lose too many positions. P5, okay. I don't know how I lost so much time to the leading cars. They must have underfield, I guess. Okay, back onto the podium. The fight for the win is definitely still on.
Actually, Mackey's has a run on Lars, takes P1. And Lars hits the wall and Iggy just takes it really easy as well. Iggy, very, very close behind Mackey's here. Iggy goes a bit wide. Mackey's is taking the inside again. Mackey's does very well there to retake the lead after a little mistake by Iggy. Iggy and Mackey's are side by side as we enter the tunnel.
I need to overtake him before the final sector, because this is where I can pull away.
Now is he going to cover the inside as we head into the braking zone for the hairpin? Or is he going to try a dive bomb? No, he thinks better of it. He can't. So Iggy got a great run coming out of the tunnel, takes the inside line.
Perfect. One more lap. Let's bring it home. Yes! That's a win. Let's go! Whew. That was a tough one. And just like that, the final round of the season is upon us. And what a venue we have to end the season. Spa-Francorchamps. Going into the season finale, the team's championship is still undecided. However, we've already got one hand on the trophy. BMW currently leads the standings with a 73-point gap, with a maximum of 77 points available for the team with both cars racing. That means that even though I will not have a teammate this round, all I have to do is score at least 4 points over the course of both races, and the team's title is going to be ours as well. So let's go out there and end the season on a high note. More than 2 months of racing have led us to this point. Welcome to the finale of the Aero Group 3 Championship. Everyone's on softs. You know what? I'm going to change my strategy and go on softs as well. Let's see how it goes.
So Iggy maintains the lead ahead of Lars and BR4, but it looks like Lars might actually overtake Iggy on the run down to Eau Rouge here. We've got a 3-way battle as BR4 in his Lexus manages to overtake all of them, as he didn't have an obstructed run through Eau Rouge and Raidillon, and he's in first, followed by Elite Spectre, Iggy all the way down into third place.
Well, this isn't ideal, but could be worse. One more lap. 7 seconds is the gap behind. That should be more than enough to just bring it home. There's nothing left of the front left tyre and the front right tyre. Just gotta survive the remainder of this lap. Final corner, and we are going to survive the sprint race. P1. For the feature race, we're going to be starting on mediums, do a short stint on them, and then do another 2 stints on softs. It's the final race of the season. Both titles are wrapped up. Let's just enjoy it.
That was another free place for Iggy, who's now in 7th, and he's challenging Simon, who had to serve that 1.5 second penalty, which is why he's so far back, and Iggy just breezes past him towards the bus stop chicane.
Alright, P13 to P6 in 1 lap. It's very good.
Van der Speck is protecting the inside, which is what I'd expect to happen. And now Lars is going to have... Oh, he does bump Iggy a little bit. And he gets the position after bumping him. Is he going to let Iggy pass it again? I don't think he is.
Alright, into the lead of the race. I think considering how good of a progress I made in these first few laps, I'm going to change the strategy to a 1-stop. If I did a 2-stop, I would just throw all this progress away. Yep, there's nothing left in the front tires. I'm gonna have to be very careful this lap.
Oh, Iggy and Lars go into the pits, so that's going to inevitably help BR4, who might end up taking the lead of this race. Now Iggy is coming out of the pits. He's going to get DB Elite. Is he going to come out in P4? He is indeed.
Okay, the leader is in from soft, so they're doing a 2-stop. Another car is in from soft, so we're going to jump them. And the lead is in again. Okay, so we are going to get P1 for free.
So let's just join Iggy. So let's join him on his final lap of his championship winning season. Season 7 of Gran Turismo in Aero League Racing.
For the final time this season, around the final corner, to cross the line and take another win. Let's go. What a season it was. We leave this season with 315 points, 9 fastest laps, 6 pole positions, 1 driver's title and 1 team's title. 8 weeks of racing, 5,000 kilometers and 229 racing laps are now behind us. When you cross the line for the final time, it's always weird to think back to the moment when you lined up on the grid for the first race of the season. There have been so many battles, wins, losses. I've learned so much about the car. It almost feels not real that such a big journey full of hard work, dedication, emotions and pure rush can come to an end. But yet here we are. Every single thing that happened throughout the season made it special. Every single person, starting from organizers to stewards, drivers, commentators, viewers, made it special. And it does feel like I've lost a small piece of myself now that the season is over, but it's a good thing. It shows that it means a lot to me. But the best thing about league racing and sim racing in general is that the season like this one is just one page in the huge book that you're writing yourself. So every finish line you cross is also the start line for something new.